a girl named Faloye Tolulope who took part in the 2020 UTME came out with the lowest JAMB score ever, an aggregate of 11. This is weird. It generated many reactions from different angles, but do you know this girl gained her admission? The score recorded that she had 6 in maths, 3 in English, 1 in Christian religion, and 1 in economics, which the total is 11. The lowest score I'm considering for you watching this video is 180 below. There is this good news for you that you can gain admission to any Nigerian university of your choice if you will follow this alternative I will list in this video. But before I dive in, I want you to take a moment to please subscribe to this channel, get notified of the next video on admission processing. Take note, you do not need any connection or runs to gain admission with this alternative that I will be listing because they are legit if you follow due process. 1. Change your course. Yes, you have scored lower than the cutoff mark for the course you have chosen, but there is a remedy called JAMB change of course. Just as the name, change of course allows you to switch from one course you did not meet up to another course that require a lower mark. The best part about this alternative is that you can still gain admission to study in your dream school. For example, let's say you have always wanted to attend Unilorin but could not meet the cutoff mark for medicine and surgery that you choose. You can change the course to another one related to medicine and surgery, but with a lower mark and still be admitted into your dream school, Unilorin. 2. Choose another school. Some schools are very competitive, especially federal universities in developed states. Competitive schools get way too many applicants that they can admit, so they increases their JAMB cutoff mark to disqualify many. Meanwhile, other schools barely get enough applicants and will gladly consider you for admission even with a low JAMB score. 3. Go for school that do post-UTME. Another smart tips on how to gain admission with a low JAMB score is in choosing a school that does post-UTME screening test. Why did I say that? Every school has its departmental cutoff mark calculated with is it the O-level grade, the JAMB score, and the post-UTME score. So that post-UTME score is like a bonus. So no post-UTME means only your O-level and low JAMB score will be calculated, which reduces your chances of meeting that departmental cutoff mark for your course. But post-UTME gives you one last chance to score high and support your low JAMB score to meet the cutoff mark or even exceed it. So unless your O-level is A's and B's, avoid school that do not do post-UTME, which your JAMB score when your JAMB score is low. 4. I'll consider catchment areas and ELDs. Catchment area states with the region where a particular school is located. ELDS means educationally less developed state. Out of consideration, federal universities allocate 35% of their admission quota to indigenes of their catchment areas, percent ELDS, while state universities favor indigene of that state the most. So I will advise you to apply to university within or around your state or origin to boost your chances of admission with a low JAMB score. This is because indigene of catchment areas and ELDS enjoy lower departmental cutoff mark, which your low JAMB score plus O-level can easily meet. 5. I'll say you should seek admission without JAMB. Yes, you can gain university admission without JAMB exam, but you must possess one of the diploma, A-level, NCE, HND certificate. Go through a part-time course or pre-degree programs. Admission without JAMB is called direct entry and you'll be admitted straight to 200 level of your course. be very expensive and still require you to meet the minimum point in their final exam. In my next video, I'm discussing different ways to gain admission without JAMB. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and thank you for those that subscribe, and we promise I won't let you down in your admission processing. So my advice for those with low JAMB score: number 5 is more guarantee but quite expensive. Number 1 and number 2 cost program but are not guaranteed. While number 3 and number 4 require no fee but are more of luck. So if you can afford above 500,000 or the expensive of direct entry, other combination of 3 and 4 plus 2 can do that luck. So if you are there now and you're having this low JAMB score, can you drop down your JAMB score, the course you want to apply for, and the school that you're applying for in the comment section, and I will reply you which tip you can use, which tip will be beneficial for you to use for your courses you're applying for.